Welcome everyone to the I'll Be Living Life podcast. If you like the content, kindly support me by hitting the subscribe, like, and notification buttons. Today's special guest is James. He also goes by JST Tubby on Instagram. That's JSTTUBBY. And I also know him as MFJ, and so do a whole bunch of other people. So welcome to the show, MFJ.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so the only people who actually know me as MFJ is the people you tell. My friends don't know me as MFJ. They only know me as James.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that know you as MFJ now, so that's okay.
Oh, now?
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
Yeah. There's a bit of a story behind that. So when we first met, we used to be neighbors, and we used to work out together in this condo, and that's where I met James about 20 years ago. As I drive by one of the parking stalls, I see your car, and I go, hey, that looks like it says MFJ. I was like, I wonder if that's James' car. And so I go upstairs, and then we start working out. I go, hey, what's your license plate say? And he goes, oh, yeah, it's MFJ something. I was like, yeah, it's MFJ. It's motherfucking James.
No, and I say, no, it's not. It means my friend James.
Yeah, no, it means motherfucking James. Anyways, so a lot of people now, when they see him, they call him MFJ. So welcome to the show, MFJ.
Thanks a lot, Al.
So
You're making it worse for me.
Yeah, so what we're going to talk about today is our most recent hike. We've been hiking together, I guess, pre-COVID for a little bit, and now as the restrictions lift, we kind of went after a couple of hikes recently as well. This is one of my favorite ones. This is Sea to Summit at Squamish, and I really enjoyed this one. I've done it 12 times now, and it was the first time that MFJ was on it, so...
Yeah.
So I gave you a fair warning that that the stairs were there, and the very first 20-30 minutes of it was going to be pretty tough because the stairs are they're not like all the same height. They're like double steps or whatever the hell they were. But it is definitely different and difficult for the first 30 minutes.
Yes, it was a hell of a challenge, I have to admit. I mean, when you and we worked out religiously, we were in great shape, and I think those stairs would have been it wouldn't have been as difficult as when we went.
Yeah.
But I needed those breaks.
And so did I.
I needed to pause, catch my breath, and have a sip of water or the Gatorade we had.
Yep.
But man, it was a challenge.
Yeah. Typically, sure. I've done this trail about 2 hours and 15 minutes once when I went with my hockey buddies when I was playing hockey every week, and these guys are runners on the team, so they were always the most fit, and they pushed me to do it in 2 hours and 15. And then the other 10 times it was always roughly around the 2.5 hour mark. And then one time I went up with somebody that doesn't, do any exercise, and they made it in 3 hours. And that was because they were slow. But this time it was because of us. I mean, we basically were out of shape. So we definitely paid for it. It was, But I honestly, I love that trail. I think it's one of the best local trails out there. For me, my favorite part of is the views, obviously. And the second part is you get to take the gondola down. And because my knees are always beaten up over the years of playing sports, that this was actually pretty good, because you could take the gondola down and it stops you from pounding the knees going downhill, right? So I don't know, what's your favorite two parts about this hike?
Actually, the entire trail itself, just a different variety. One, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Mm-hmm. The challenges of going up the stairs were definitely a killer, but the fact that along the way you've got beautiful views, different scenic views. You got the waterfalls, you've got trees, you got rocks, you've got an open ledge area on top of a rock where you could see one area of the valley below, right? And you could see the water down there, and you just keep on going, and all of a sudden you go into this deep dark forest area. I'm thinking, this is crazy. This is like you're going through different aspects of the forest without really realizing it. But yes, the only reason why I love the gondola was because I know we're going home, and I was just beat tired. And the fact that on the way down, we're looking where where's the trail? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Whoa, we were way down there.
Yeah,
and
we're
we
way
went
off to the
all
left.
the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just incredible. And you did say, when you get to the top, you felt a sense of accomplishment. Right?
Yeah.
And at first, I didn't feel that. I was just cursing your name underneath my breath. I was just so freaking tired. My feet are sore. My calves are sore. My quads are sore.
Yeah.
But the view at the top, you just can't beat it. It's just absolutely stunning and beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, you get through the stairs portion, it eases off a little bit, right? And if you go to the left, you're going to the Chief, and if you go to the right, you go to the Cedar Summit, and that's where we went. And when we went to the right, there's a lot of up and downs after that. So you kind of hit a creek, and you hit, parts of the woods, and you're kind of, there's about 5 or 6 challenging steep areas, I would say, on this hike. But other than that, it's relatively goes up and down throughout the thing. But about 5 or 6 steep ones.
Yeah. But every time you said, remember, James, every time we go down, we have to go back up.
Yeah.
So at first I go, yeah, whatever. And then every time we started going down, after the third time, I just said to myself, oh, now we have to go back up again.
That's right.
And I thought it was a gradual uphill climb, but there were some nice flat areas that I really appreciated to sort of catch my breath.
Yeah.
But this was because I'm not in the greatest shape.
We're not the super fit hikers that are doing 10, 11 hour hikes. We're only like the 4 or 5 hour max hikers here. Yeah. But yeah, it was good.
It was.
But the parts of the Shannon Falls too, you get some really nice views of Shannon Falls as well.
That was incredible.
Yeah, and those are pretty cool because you actually get different vantage points of the falls, and you can actually get pretty close to them. Like obviously, we were safe. We didn't want to take our chances, and I even
slip and fall.
Yeah, and I always say to MFJ, it's not worth the extra 5 feet.
Exactly.
Right. And it's not worth
tumble.
It.
There goes MFJ.
There he goes. So after the falls, we kind of go around to some chained area where they have these chains bolted to the rocks and whatnot, and then you can kind of use it to kind of scale up a little bit. And those are kind of neat. Cool. Yeah, they have that at the Chief as well. And then you get into the lookout area and you see the beautiful Howe Sound and the gorgeous view. And it's really nice there. It is a nice place for a break, nice place to take your lunch or drink or whatever and just soak in the view.
That wasn't even the halfway mark, was it?
I think it was roughly about maybe close to halfway.
Because remember there's that sign that says halfway mark of the gondola?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think it was at that point. I think it was afterwards.
Yeah, it might have been around there.
Halfway. So just making up to that spot, you're like, wow, we made it this high.
Yeah.
And then you look back up and you go, oh, okay, there's still more to go.
Yeah. And then especially like at the parking lot when you start the trail, you don't see the whole like grand mountain that you're going to climb. You only see the first little peak. And you think, well, that's pretty high up already. But but actually that's just even the first quarter mark only. So it's definitely a lot more to that than just looking at the first peak. But
that was pretty cool because we when we got to that first peak part, that's where we saw the gondolas going
overhead
up and down.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
So after the Howe Sound, then there's some ropes. The ropes are near the end where you're kind of grabbing onto these ropes and pulling up these rocks, like kind of carefully maneuver up them. And that
I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
something completely different, and it's fun. I like that part.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite ones.
Exactly. So then you get to the top and you get this sense of accomplishment and thank God it's over sort of thing. Because I checked it out and we had 3,000 feet of elevation gain that we did. That's from the parking lot to the top. But the way we traveled, because you go up and down so much, I think we probably did an elevation gain of over 4,000 feet. So which is quite a bit.
The steps itself was even further because we wouldn't go straight up. We would go, we'd zigzag all the way up.
Exactly. So you would be moving your leg left, you'd be moving your leg right, and you'd be kind of stepping higher, stepping lower. So it was more technical than an average step. So that's why your whole body just gets tired afterwards, right?
Yeah, just thinking about it makes my feet hurt.
That's right.
when I got home, I did tell my son, "Oh, we got to do this instead of the grind."
Yeah,
Press
yeah,
grind.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the grind. I did it before, and usually between 50 to 55 minutes I get it done. But it's just so, like, unless you go super early, you're basically sniffing someone's ass going up there, or
Yeah.
or they're sniffing yours. So, that's not enjoyable for me. Usually,
Yeah.
I'd like spacing, and I think Sea to Summit has that because once you get finished with the stairs, everyone seems to be spaced apart. And
Yeah.
and you don't really see too many people except for certain areas like the rock and some of the pulling areas, but that's about it. You're kind of on your own for the most part. I mean, with your group, anyways.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we got to that first rock plateau area,
Yeah.
I was surprised there were so many people there. I thought,
Yeah.
where did they come from?
Yeah.
Even as you're climbing up and you look up, you don't see that many people up ahead of you. And you look behind you, you might see a small group of, 3 or 4 people further down below you. But we're all going at our own pace. And there were times where when we're going up and down or just going up the trail, we'd pass them and they'd pass us. And so it didn't feel like there was a herd of people passing us, or we're passing numerous crowds on the way
Yeah.
up.
I think at the most I've seen around us was about 6 others. And then they would go past, and then we won't see them for 20, 30 minutes, and then we might pass them again. And then it kind of just kept going back and forth with basically a group of 6. But that was it.
And we saw them at the top. Once
Yeah.
we got to the very top, where we're having our food there, and next thing you know, you're like, "Oh, there they are! Oh, there's that group that we had passed, or there's that group that they had passed us with the dogs."
Yeah, that's right.
That was-
But the suspension bridge is pretty cool up there too. Like it's a nice suspension bridge, right?
Don't shake it.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
shake it.
And I like just bouncing across it. It doesn't bother me. But I had a buddy that went up there with me a couple times, and he had to hold my shoulder going across that thing, and I was laughing because I thought it was kind of funny. But it is a really nice suspension bridge, and it's a great view of Howe Sound there. Yeah.
And I didn't realize how high it was until you look straight down.
Yeah.
You see, whoa, okay, we're way above the treetops. So
Yeah.
if I drop my phone,
Yeah.
forget it. We're not going to get it.
And remember, I was showing you the highway because you could actually see the Sea to Sky highway, and and I was like, that's where we started. that's how, and that's pretty high. So that was pretty amazing. But the one thing good about was did you enjoy your food up there?
Oh my God! Don't even go there. Oh God! All right, so they have this. They have a good selection, and I was feeling kind of healthy. So, they have a cod burger.
Don't get it.
Yeah, yeah. That was. And I'm thinking a cod burger, like any fish burger, would have a big fillet of cod.
And how much was it? 18 or 20 bucks?
18 bucks or something like that. And I thought, okay, yeah, well, I understand how pricey it is because you're in a nice tourist location. It's all about the atmosphere.
But what did I say when I got to the table? I go, "What'd you get?" You said cod. I go, "You got the cod?"
Yeah. Why'd you get the cod? Why didn't you get
beef brisket.
Got the beef brisket, right?
Yeah.
And mine came first.
Yeah.
So when I looked at it, I go. First, I was definitely disappointed. I looked at it and go, "This isn't one nice big piece of battered cod. Deep fried battered cod. It was fish sticks.
Two dried fish sticks.
Yeah.
And me and my eldest, we enjoyed a nice beef brisket.
And you'd say, this is so good. It's so juicy. And mine was a dry, it was as thick as a ruler. That's as thick as each of those fish sticks were. It was
garbage.
It was bad.
It was garbage.
And you would just rub it in my face. Oh, look at this. I got sauce all over my hand.
Yeah.
It's just dripping. It's so moist and delicious. And I'm like, F you, Al. You're such an ass.
Mine was like one of those, I could have made it like a sexy commercial or something like that for it.
Yeah.
All the sauce dripping off my hand. Man.
And then licking it. God, that was so. Oh, for you it was. It sucked for me. I was like, oh yeah, that was the best lunch I had at the top. And it's like, how was your lunch, James? I was like, it sucked.
Yeah. But hey, at least it's pretty cool because you could get drinks up there. You could get beer, pitchers of beer.
Yeah.
I had one of those blood orange beers, and I had a cider, so it was really good. I actually really enjoyed that. So after our experience with the restaurant and everything, we took the gondola down, and then you kind of get the real perspective of what you did, right, MFJ?
Oh yeah, that was crazy. And you'd think, oh, okay, where's that area where we saw the gondola? Where's the rock area? And it should be down here. Nope, it's further down. You keep on going. Maybe it's down here. Nope, it's keep on going. And you realize how far we've traveled.
Yes.
Just to get up to the very top. Physically, my body knew, we were just tired.
Yeah.
Really tired. But the sense of accomplishment and what? The gondola was a 9-minute ride down.
Yeah, it's approximately about 10 minutes. That's right. It's between 9 or 10 minutes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's going at a pretty decent speed. It's not like ripping down the mountain or anything like that.
But still.
It's a casual.
Vertical.
It's a nice. It's a pretty good travel. And then, as I was pointing out, the left and rights that we were doing, and it was pretty crazy. You could actually get a bigger view of what you've done, and it's pretty cool. Definitely, I think. I highly recommend this hike, especially for people that don't like to go down on hikes because of their knees or joints or whatever. I'd strongly recommend this one. It takes roughly anywhere from 2 hours. If you rush it, you'll get it done in about 2 hours, and if you don't, you get it done in about 3.5. So there's a gauge of that, and then you want to spend a little time up there, probably another half hour to an hour, and it's about a $15 ride. To get down, and it's well worth it, and safe to park there. It's a great place. They've been through their troubles in the last couple of years with somebody whacking the wires down and knocking down costing them millions, and they knocked down the gondolas, and that's not very cool. I truly enjoyed it. It was a great hike, and it was definitely my favorite.
I hate to say this, but I want to go back again.
Yeah.
And this time bring my son with me.
Yep.
And then if we had more time, I like to do that. There was another trail at the top, and there was a lake, I believe.
Yeah, there is one.
You could go off. Yeah, there was a trail that goes to a lake that I'd like to go check out. Yeah. That we didn't get a chance to, just because of time.
I think MFJJ and MFJJ and Tyson will probably go pretty quick. So, and that's MFJ Junior.
Yeah, thanks. I'll let him know you call him MFJJ.
Yeah. So anyways, that's it for this show. But, if you're not giving MFJ a follow on Instagram, give him a follow. JSTTUBBY.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, man. We'll talk more hikes in the next few episodes, maybe.
Oh man, if I get comments of AMFJ, what's up? And
they'll love it. You love it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, okay. That's it for this show, but if you like the content, kindly support me by hitting the subscribe, like, and notification buttons. And that's it for this week, and I'll catch you guys next week. Thanks.